I, 23F, have been hiding birth control from my husband, 25M. What do I do? We have an 11-month-old daughter. My husband has always said that he wanted a close age gap between kids. 2 under 2 inches type. So right around when she turned 8 months. He wanted to start trying for baby number 2. I'm not ready to have another baby yet. I want to give my body more time to recover and to just be myself without being pregnant for a bit. We're still young and have plenty of time to have kids. I don't get what the rush is. I told him this, but he kept insisting, pressuring me. So for the past 3 months, I've been taking birth control without him knowing. I feel bad. And it's hard to hide it when we're with each other all the time. Obviously I'll stop taking it when I'm ready. But for the time being I feel like it's what's best for me and intend on sticking with it. Should I? Or should I tell him? I don't know what his reaction would be and don't want to cause bigger problems. Why can't you be honest with the one person who you should be able to? It's a huge red flag that he won't listen to your opinion on this and is barreling forward with only what he wants. If it's safe to do so, you need to sit him down and tell him that as long as your wishes on this are not being listened to, you won't have another baby. And if you don't feel safe having such a conversation, then you and your daughter need to leave safely. Do you think it's okay that your husband doesn't respect your feelings about this? Most OBGYNs recommend waiting at least 18 months after birth before trying for another pregnancy. To be frank, the fact that he is pressuring you instead of honoring your wishes with regards to the use of your body is, to me, abusive behavior. The fact that you have to hide BC is sad. I wouldn't have another baby with him at all. I'd be out. First, you should get a form of birth control that he can't mess with. An IUD or some type of implant. Tell him that you refuse to have another child right now because you're still recovering. Like it's not an option. And if he still can't get with the program and is coercing you into it, then it's time to reconsider this relationship. Unfortunately, I would switch to an implant. With that you have a lot of control and he can't find your pills by mistake. But in general it's kinda sad that you can't say what you really want in front of him. I always see 2 under 2 inches as shorthand for I'm mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted, so don't expect anything from me besides survival. If you feel reproductively coerced by your partner, yes, do what you need to have control over your body. But also do something about the fact that you're being reproductively coerced. Insistence and pressure to have sex isn't just part of marriage. You know what it is. ETA. For everyone's visibility, OP's reply to a comment lower down. There's financial abuse too. https reddit.com/r/relationshipadvice/s/tvxanvo3w. It is very concerning that you feel like you have to lie to him to be able to just have control over your own life. He is not being reasonable. There's no reason why you need to keep spitting out babies at top speed. You got married young. You had your first kid young. Why the rush? You never even got to be an adult before becoming a parent. I also feel like you barely got to experience life before you locked yourself into a marriage with this guy. Do you feel like you have any control at all? He sounds like a coercive arsehole who really either doesn't understand or doesn't care about the trauma and toll, physically and emotionally, that being pregnant, having a baby, nursing etc. takes on women. It's so sad that you've ended up having kid with someone who doesn't respect you and you have to hide things from. I wouldn't tell him because he'll browbeat you into stopping taking them or sabotage them. Yes, it does happen. I would however look at other methods of birth control. Ones where you don't have to worry about pills laying around, e.g. IUD or implant. I'd also think very hard about this relationship and ask yourself a few tough questions. You have a bigger problem in your relationship. He's pressuring and coercive and puts his wants over yours and your body's needs. You, in response, are being deceptive and lying. This is harsh, but I think needs to be said. You guys could end up single parents sooner than later if you don't actually work through your issues and communicate better. I worry about the fact that he is pressuring you and won't take no for an answer. 2 under 2 is not good for your body. The recommended wait time for your body to heal is a 3-year gap. I did not wait 3 years between mine, but I certainly didn't have 2 under 2. Having 2 still in nappies is hard work. Just be aware of how much extra work is required when 2 still depend on their parents for nearly everything. How is communication between you both at other times? Wow, there's so much wrong here. Mainly I mean your husband. Why are you okay with this to the point of hiding BC? Also, pro tip, put your BC into container for folic acid. If this is your way of feeling safe, do what you need to do. Get an implant even. This is a problem that your husband won't listen to you. Has a doctor explained to him why it isn't healthy for you to get pregnant again so quickly? It's within your right not to tell him. Having a child is a big deal physically and emotionally, so I respect that you're taking control. You should tell him what you're doing though. There's nothing wrong with just wanting some time between children, and he would learn to accept it. Why not get your obgyn to issue an opinion that you need more time? That way it's DRS orders and the pressure is off of you. Do you seriously think that your husband will force you to have a baby if you don't want to? If you do, maybe that is not your most concerning problem. If you don't, just talk to him. He doesn't know what it feels to carry a baby, not your feels if you don't tell him. No, those 2 letters no are a complete sentence. Don't tell him. Continue taking your pills, as the only people that's affecting is you, and when you feel ready, come off them and start trying. He is not the one that has to carry the child for 9 months and deliver it. On top of that, your body needs at least 2 years TBH to recover fully. He should not be enforcing that on you. Just be careful though, because he might decide to go to docs if you are not conceiving. There are so many red flags here. I know you just had a child, but if you have to go out of the way to hide your birth control from your husband, are you really in a healthy relationship? Here are your steps. 1. Set up an appointment with NOB to get permanent birth control he won't be able to tamper with. If you are in the USA, PP has affordable, free options. People are not above tampering with birth control. You are really playing with time until he gets suspicious and finds it. An OB can also lie to protect you if necessary. Say you're infertile, for example. Their interest is to protect you and your baby. Keep this in mind. 2. Look for your local women's help centers. Just locate where they are. Availability. Assistance Ext. If he doesn't respect your literal bodily autonomy and his reaction becomes dangerous, toxic, controlling, consider seeking help and assistance outside of your marriage through a board-certified counselor or a woman and child social worker. Point 3. Do you have finances set up? Make sure you have a financial safety net for any emergencies. If he is controlling your finances, as others have suggested, you are in the first stages of an abusive situation. The first step of protecting yourself is acquiring financial independence. 4. Then after you have all of this, if you feel like he is not a physical, emotional, or financial danger to you, you should tell him firmly that you do not and will not conceive a second child right now. Tell him. After this, he has 2 options. A. He gets angry but he silently accepts it. In this case, Go to couples counseling. Or B. He turns dangerous. Your only option is to get out. The reason why everyone is concerned is because he is following very common tactics abusers use to track their victims. His financial and reproductive controlling nature are huge indicators that he leans more toward abusive tendencies and that this will only get worse. Don't trap yourself. You and your kids will be worse off if you do. Your husband is a garbage human.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.